So over here, we have a plantain. There's already a bunch there. Just needs to ripen up. These two are going to replace that. So once that bunch ripens, I'm going to cut down this and replace it with these two. Down here is a Suriname cherry, planted from seed, growing good. Here's a cacao. Excited for that to get bigger. I've pruned it once, and you can see where it's forked. Over here, I've got some winter squash. It just came up. On these two rows, I'm gonna have okra. Over here, I have two raspberries. Over on this side, my mango from seed. Eventually I'm going to graft on other known varieties of mangoes. I'm going to have at least 3 of them on this one plant. And I'm going to keep the plant small. All the plants in the yard are actually going to be small. This is almonds, as we commonly know it, or tropical almond. It was a volunteer plant, came up on its own, but I decided to keep it. Right below it is a mulberry. Now I don't know the exact variety, but these grow small sweet berries. These are just a bunch of random plants. Some of them I'll keep, some of them I'll just use as mulch. These are my collards. Very healthy. This is my avocado, again from seed. It's gotten quite big. Some new growth coming out. So I've pruned this quite a couple times already. Right below it you can see a vanilla. I plan to have the vanilla grow up the avocado tree. I have another vanilla here in a pot. These were both once one plant. I cut it into 2, and now they're both grown. Down here, I have mulch. My mulch consists of mainly grass cuttings, coconut husk, leaves, twigs, some pieces of wood. If you remove the mulch, you can see how black the dirt is. Yeah, I also include compost, eggshells, things, kitchen scraps, things that we don't use. And I also use millipede compost. It happens naturally, but here's one. The millipedes, they pretty much help decompose the leaves, and they create this fungally dominated compost, which is very good for trees. Here are some sweet peppers, still small. On this side, There are asparagus. That's the local lizard. He's fine. He doesn't do too much damage. Yeah, these are the asparagus. Let me see if I can find a good stock for you to see. Here's one. They're really starting to get thick. They still got a ways to go before they're ready to harvest though. Over here we have the apples. So these apples I grew from seed. You gotta keep them in the refrigerator for a while before you plant them out. This one I tried doing a bit of grafting on the top. It looks like it's taken because the graft is still green and there's a bud at the top. So in about a week or two I should know if it's completely attached. In the middle here is an amaranth. When I first grew this, it went to seed and the seeds went everywhere. It really spreads like a weed if you don't control it. Over there some eggplants, some sweet peppers, some tomatoes, more sweet peppers, some carrots. These are the black nebula carrots. More eggplants, some tomatoes. These tomatoes I staked. This one I staked as well. So for steaks, I just used a dried coconut limb. It actually works well. This is a radish. This one, I'm not too sure what it is, but I'm guessing some kind of squash. Over here, I had some aloes, just some extra aloes lying around, so I decided to stick in some mulberry cuttings. Recently got 3 different kinds: small ones, big ones, and white mulberries. Hopefully all the cuttings take. Then I'm gonna have a whole bunch of mulberries. Right beside that, I have 2 of the mulberry cuttings in here. This one is a previous one that I had. It had already caught roots and was growing, so I just transplanted it to this area. This is another one. Then in this corner is a papaya. 3 of them are growing. They just randomly popped up, so I decided to leave it. And here is another Suriname cherry. On this side, I had a larger raspberry here, but it died off, so I replaced it with another one. And right beside it is a mulberry, cutting again, just in case the raspberry doesn't take root. Here are some sunflowers. They haven't blossomed yet, but they're almost there. So these are pretty much infested with aphids, which is why the leaves look like this. But it's fine. I just want the flowers and the seeds. It's also fine because it keeps the aphids away from the other plants. Here's my tropical grape. It's definitely finding out really good. These two on top are going to be the main vines. This is also going to be a main vine. And every year after the growth has exceeded the fence, I'm going to prune it back just to these main vines. Here I planted some onions. Also between the sunflowers, I planted some daikon radish. This area here is just covered with mulch. Nothing's planted here yet, except for those. Those are also supposed to be, it's either cantaloupe or honeydew. Here's also some onions. This is a sweet habanero pepper. It smells and tastes like a habanero, but without the burn. More mulch, grass mulch, and pineapple. Another amaranth. So over here, I mulch with leaves. This is a cucumber. You can see it's growing up the fence. I have another papaya here. This was the first papaya I grew, but it really didn't do well up until now. These are alyssums. You can see a little bit of the flower here. That's pretty much all the flowers that are here. Got some corn. This is the glass gem corn. This is also supposed to be cucumbers, a different variety. To the front. This is actually supposed to be the flower bed. So you can see the bougainvilleas. They kind of need a little haircut on the top, and that's fine. I'm trying to let it branch out so that the branches can travel across the fence. Below the bougainvilleas is a neat little layer of mulch. You can see all the flowers. So on each end, on each end of the bed is a mandarin from seed. Chances are it's not going to be a mandarin, but hopefully it's still a good fruit. Either way, on each of these branches, I'm going to graft on a lime, a lemon, and a grapefruit. Surrounding these are a couple of marigolds. Marigolds help to keep pests away. A couple of flower seeds are scattered around here. Hopefully they'll germinate. On this side it's the same setup. You have marigolds surrounding the mandarin. This mandarin is gonna have different types of oranges. Maybe the regular kind of orange, the blood orange, and depends if the fruit from this plant is good, then I'm gonna keep it as well. Over here is the flower fountain. So I had a bunch of zinnias in here, but their time has passed. New ones are gonna come up eventually. And we've got these beautiful flowers. In the middle there you can see that is a tamarind. I'm thinking maybe eventually it can take over this part of Barbados. As you can see, it's a pretty big tree already. Very nice flowers. So the tamarind, they have similar flowers to that, just that it doesn't flower all the time. And while it does flower, it also gives us the tamarind fruit. So we're back to the back. This is an aloe vera, the biggest one, the mother plant. Got some small little cactus growing alongside it. They grow extremely slow, so I'm not worried about transplanting them anytime soon. Here, just a variety of different plants that I have in containers. Got some more aloes for sale, $5 a plant. Also some flowers, that's not for sale. Got some sweet pepper. Supposed to have chamomile in here, but this native plant is really taking over the container. This little guy way in here, that's one of the chamomiles. This one here is a coconut. Just found a random coconut plant. It almost got killed, so I just decided maybe to transplant it and see if it would catch. Let's see. This one here is a kinep. Kind of has yellow leaves, so might need to see what's causing that. Right next to it is an amaranth as well. Lemongrass or fever grass. Some flower cuttings. Tomato, another sweet pepper. This one is a velvet apple. Extremely slow growing, but it has nice leaves. This one here is a kale. Got a couple of sweet peppers and tomatoes sprouting in this pot. That's an okra. Random okra. Then we have some mangoes. I planted this mango way before the mango in the yard, but the mango in the yard is actually the kind that I prefer. This is just going to be one of the grafted branches. Also got those two, if you can see, 2 mangoes over there, growing in some bags that I might take to Belmopan. And that's all of my plants for now. There's some more in Belmopan, but I can video that and show it to you guys later.